Hey there, Kristen Hankins again. I have more new titles to show you. The first one is B is for Bedtime. This is a fantastic bedtime story. It's the A to Z of all the fun, simple pleasures of childhood. And it's the perfect pacing for a bedtime story. From A is awake, how I feel after dinner, all the way to Z. All hushed until morning, you won't hear a peep. Zzz. There is a capital and a lowercase letter for each letter, and there's a full illustration on every opposite page. The book on the outside has rounded corners, and these pages are not as thick as board book pages, but they are more durable than paperback. They're like a vinyl, they have like a vinyl coating on them. If you saw the video with Animaly, those pages are the same way. So it's a great bedtime book. Pencil and paper games is a pretty neat concept. There are games in here that we're familiar with, like Hangman and Tic-Tac-Toe, but there's brand new games I've never heard of, like Minefield, Strike Out, Code Breaker, Caterpillar. Well, that's the dot game, but they call it Caterpillar. You can make your own crossword puzzles. And before each game, there's instructions so the kids can learn how to play them. I think kids starting at 6 or 7 could use this very easily, but I think older kids would enjoy learning how to play the games and then participating in them together. They have tearaway pages. So as with our other activity pads, it will be great for restaurants. I think it would be a great way for your kids to fight the boredom while they wait for their food without having to play on a phone or a tablet. So of course I'm excited about that. We have a new addition to our phonics readers, and it's called Raccoon on the Moon. This is great for your new readers. There is simple text with just bright, brilliant illustrations. It's a silly story. They are going to love it if you have a new reader. One of our new nonfiction books is called How Do Flowers Grow? And this is a whole new series. Lift the Flaps, First Questions and Answers. You've probably seen our other questions and answers books, like questions and answers about your body. Now we have first books. First questions and answers for just a little bit younger crowd. And even though they're targeted for a younger crowd, I can see my almost 8-year-old getting a kick out of this book. We love to learn about plants, and he's a kinesthetic learner. So I know he's really going to enjoy lifting these flaps and discovering the science behind every picture. We can look at root systems. We can learn all about seeds. We can learn what's going on. So if you have a kid who is interested in plants like mine are, I recommend this book. They can learn about every part of the plant and the seeds and who plants the seeds. I love that it also teaches about trees during the seasons. All kids notice the changes. They know that leaves turn colors and they fall off on most trees, but not all. So let's learn about which ones, and let's learn about why they do that. One thing Usborne is very popular for is our activity books, our doodle books, and our maze books. And this is my first maze book. I think this would be great for kids between 3 and 5 or maybe 6. My daughter just turned 4 and she's getting very interested in mazes, but she gets discouraged sometimes because her fine motor skills are still developing and she can't stay in those teeny little lines, and they're not all that interesting. My first maze book has great pictures and it has thick lines for them to stay in, so she can develop her dexterity with confidence and she won't have to get discouraged anymore. She's going to have a lot of fun while she does that. Last but not least, the book that I really oohed and awed over as soon as I saw it was This Is Not a Math Book. So it's a math book, but it's not a math book. It's kind of an art book. I immediately wanted this for my son, but once I got home and looked through it even more, I think it's going to be a great book for me. A lot of these skills I have not practiced since I graduated high school 10 years ago. So I think that it would be a fun way to practice and work on those concepts and maybe develop some artistic ability at the same time. Maybe art won't be so hard for me I'm a math person, so when I have some math to go along with it. I think this will be a great book. And it even has a glossary in the back to define some of the terms that your kids will learn throughout the book. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing these new titles, and there's going to be many more on our website, so definitely check out the new titles tab. Thanks.